Okay, so good morning, everyone. Yesterday we left at 1 second. Okay, so we left at a place where I wanted to explain to you how consciousness takes these five elements and how it makes up, meaning using we were talking about without touch, meaning without a solid touch, you cannot feel. So that's where we ended. I thought, let me talk about a bit and also talk about the 9 stages of viññanā, because that is, we have covered it, but we need to look in a much deeper sense to understand how this whole thing is working. Okay. So, first and foremost, I need to do is to introduce about how this whole thing works. That is Chakku, Sota, Ghana, Jivha, Kaya, and Mano. Six, along with Rupa. Okay, that is the form, visible form. So everything is Rupa. Rupa, Shaddha Rupa or Shabda Rupa, Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa, Pottabha Rupa, and Dhamma Rupa. All these are Rupa. Okay, so when we are talking in sense of Rupa, in the Khajiniya Sutta, what Buddha talks about the affliction, Rupati iti Rupa, he is talking about Rupa, Saddha Rupa, Gandha Rupa, Rasa Rupa, Pottabha Rupa, and Dhamma Rupa. Because that is what affects nothing else. It's not about Patavi, Tejo, Vayo, that one. That is there. But other than that, this is the Rupa. This is another Rupa. So you require these two things for a mental construct. Okay, so let's understand it further. So supposing you have a big mirror, as big as you can think. Let's say I take this and then I run along with the mirror. So then I can see the objects coming onto the mirror as real as the mirror itself has taken the object. Okay, it has everything, as the sight and the sound and the taste and touch and smell, except for thought. Okay, in the mirror. Now, when you are running and you are not giving any focus, there is no attention to that detail, then it just passes away. But what happens when there is manasikara and attention is given? So, phassa, vedana, sanya, chetana, manasikara is nama. We covered it yesterday. So, when I'm running with the mirror or holding like a crystal ball, let's say, if not a mirror, and I'm taking a crystal ball which is made out of glass, and I'm running all the trees and mountains and all the thing that can be there is captured in that crystal ball. And that crystal ball is Hadayavattu, the seat of the mind. Now, in that, if somebody were to penetrate and see what he would see a reflection. Yes, Sachin.
Yeah, exactly. This way I'm meditating since last 1 week or 2, 3 days. It's like, but not in the heart, but in the mind. The 3D reflection of whenever I say 3D reflection means that.
Good. But mind is, where is the mind? Mind is in the heart. So it is the same. Okay. So now this crystal ball is the Hadayavat, the seat of the mind. Now, two manasikaras are always there. One is Yonisa manasikara, another one is Ayonisa manasikara. Now, this Hadayavattu has these two, or single consciousness, having like a tributary. It can either sense the Ioniso. That is, when I'm seeing this video of mine, meaning this camera, I gets created through the eyes and ears and nose and tongue and all that, which is in Hadayavattu. So you will have Chakkuvattu, Sotavattu, Ghanavattu, Jivhavattu, Kayavattu, and Hadayavattu. There is no Manovattu. It's like a lotus opened with 6 petals, let's say. Now, as soon as the object enters, how does it enter? The object enters through the Rupa. If it is visible, it requires aloka. Aloka means light. That means chakuncha paticha rupecha upajati chakku viññanam. For that viññana, that is that crystal ball, to have some object inside that, which is the viññana, requires 2 things. Chakku, that is chakkuvattu, and then the visible object, that is rupa. This is rupa. Okay. Now, what if the light is not there? Chakku is there, that is the vattu is there. Aramana is the sense door through which it is appearing. So it's just appearing there on the crystal. But there is no light. When there is no light, nothing can be done. You can't see. So there is no chakku viññana getting created. It waits because there is nothing there to be captured. So when nothing there to be captured, there's nothing you feel. So there's no feeling because there's no contact. So contact creates feeling, and feeling creates perception. Perception then have cetana, which is intention. So all the sankharas are intended to do what to do with that object which has come. Okay. So for these to be connected, these 3 things to be connected, light has to be there, aloka. So for chakku, the other side, that is tejo, is to be there, light. Otherwise it cannot. For the saddha, sound, akasha needs to be there, space. Only when there is space, there is sound. If there is no space, there is no sound. In vacuum, you cannot have any sound. Why? There is no space. It's not that the mind is not there. Manasikara is there, but there is nothing to take there. For the taste to come, apo is required. How? Jivha. So jivha vattu is there in the heart. It's not the physical tongue we are talking about. The one which has come within the gandabbha, that we are talking about. Now it opens up. Why? There is something which is sensed. So the moment anything is put on that crystal ball, it takes that object. And it gives you the real experience. What real experience? You experience the taste. That's what he explains in the Kajjaniya Sutta. What does it do? It gives you salt, sweet, bitter, astringent, like that. Now, if there were no food to be given, or if there were no some tangible object as food were to be thrown, would the taste still be found? No. So this is what is hetu phala, meaning cause and effect. So the entire Patisamutpada talks about the cause and effect. That is conditionality. If this is the condition, this is the result. So if there is something to be eaten, then the rasa aramana comes. Now there is something to taste, and who tastes it? through the viññāna, it is tasted. That means in the crystal ball, it is tasted. What actually tasted? Water, rasa, apo. So we covered light, Agni or Tejo, then Akasa, then we come to Apo. If Kaya Vattu is going to be there, the Aramana is some tangible thing. You require Thada. It is called a Thada. Thada means something to touch. Pottabha, Rupa. Pottabha is touch. In a touch here, there is a feeling of touch appearing in Kayavattu. Not in me, in the Kayavattu. There, that crystal ball now has this touch and appears viññāna, Kaya viññāna. Clear? Now, this phenomenon, if you see, is coming from Patavi. If there were no Patavi, then you cannot do anything called a touching. What is there to touch? First, you need to, if you want to feel something, like I want to feel this, can I feel this monitor? Or can I feel this person sitting in this video? No. Why? Because it's only a mirror image. And nothing I can do about it. If I want to touch something, it should be Patavi. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. So as long as there is Patavi, so long I can feel this hardness, softness. If you remove the Patavi, nothing is felt. Yes.
Even if you touch the water or if you touch the wind, the thing you touch is still Patavi, right? Even though it's water and air.
All the 5 elements are there in a breath itself. And that's the reason it's called as Mahabhuta. It keeps on changing. If you try to find one, you will find the other one. And you find that other one, you find that other one. And if you find that other one, then everything is there in the space. The reason why it is called as Bhuta is in real Indian language, if you take, it means one that changes form from one to another, and hence it is called as Bhuta. In Hindi, it is called as Bhoot. Bhoot means which changes. It is doing something and it becomes something else in a jiffy, in a moment. And that's the reason it is called as Bhoot or Bhuta. Bhuta means that which cannot be said, it is this. So the gandabbha, when it takes this form, has taken with the 6 vattus. Okay. Now when Buddha says Vakkantiya Sati Namarupam, it means this Hadayavattu, Sotavattu, Ghanavattu, Jivhavattu, Kayavattu, Manovattu or Hadayavattu is already established. Okay, so Jati, Sanjati, Vakkanti, Abhinibhatti, Khandanam, Patubhavo, Ayatanam, Patilabho, Ayam Vucchatananda, Jati. It goes in these stages. So when we take Sanjati, it means it is occupied with something. It's just occupied. We don't know what it is occupied, it's just occupied. Vakkantiya Sati, if it is true, Vakkanti is established. Then immediately this Nama Rupa phenomenon starts. That is, it starts with Vedana, Phassa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Manasikara, all are already there. That's all. So what is required is an ahara. That's the only need of that gandabbha to develop into the womb is the ahara which the mother is processing, eating, and that is going into the baby. That is Nama Rupa. No person there. The Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa Pachaya Salayatana. Now the 6 sense bases are coming like the crystal ball, which can sense the object coming on anything that comes, it can sense. That means the crystal ball becomes live. It becomes with life now. It can feel. Okay. Salayatana Pachaya Phassa. So it keeps on dropping there, something happens. Dropping there, something happens. Because there is manasikara, which is already there, it takes that as an input. What it does as an output, nobody knows, let's say. But it takes that as an input. As an input. Now, this one, what? Salayatana Pachaya Phassa Phassa Pachaya Vedana. And this Vedana is when you see the dukkha. Because there is a reaction, every moment there is a reaction. The Rupa Rupa, Shabda Rupa, Gandha Rupa, Pottabha Rupa, like that. There is a reaction. Why? Because the consciousness either can go on the Yonisa Manasikara route or it can go into the Ayonisa Manasikara. Yes, wait, Sachin. Ariu has been asking me. Go ahead.
Okay, I guess I had a question earlier about the embryo being namarupa. So I can understand initially there's a cell and all that, the rupa. But the nama, I wonder, because initially the embryo, it's not developed, right? The Hadayavatu is there, but the physical eyes and ears are not there, right?
Irrespective of that.
Okay.
It has
Does
got
it have
nothing
a
to do with
feeling?
physical.
Does it have a feeling then?
Yes, it does. It does.
Even though the eyes and ears are not
No, it
developed?
is there. No, see, now that is where we have to understand. We are talking physical. When you say eye, it is physical eye we are talking, but it is not physical eye. We are talking about the chakku vattu, not the physical eye.
I think this thing is even less smaller than electron or something, right?
Can be whatever, because then that again becomes a nama rupa. I don't want to use any one of that today. Yeah.
So I guess my question is, before the physical eyes developed, I understand the sixth sense base are going to be there, but are they actually able to sense and have feelings before
Absolutely.
the physical are developed?
Absolutely. Otherwise, Buddha is wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, Alankar, go ahead. Alankar, you want
So
to?
does that mean the six sense bases?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the six sense bases are already present with the gandabbha.
Yes. Yes, that's correct. Because how does a jati happens? Jati happens with jati, sanjati, okkanti, abhinibhatti. That is developed. Still not come out of the womb. Khanda, 5 khandas get developed. Khandanam patu bhava. Okay, what is patu bhava means? It has reappeared in the way it was earlier. Ayatanam patilabo. So now patilabo means he possesses. It is given, granted, gifted. Labha means profit. Patilaba means it is endowed with. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm guessing if you can, have memories of you being in the womb, I guess before you come out of the womb, at that time you're already in the body almost, so you cannot see, I guess, because your eyes are closed.
No, that is irrespective of it, and that's the reason. Then you tell me one thing: when you're seeing past lives, do you have a physical eye to see past lives?
No, but in the past life, I could have a physical eye and all that, right?
No. How does it show you? That's the reason you need to get an experience of seeing past lives.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that's in past life. I'm exactly like this. So if I remember, I'll remember I'm seeing, I'm touching. I'm asking in the womb, before let's say a baby bear comes out of the womb, his eyes are blind. Right? In that moment, if you take
Again, you are talking a baby bear, which is a nama. There is nothing called as a baby bear. It is only a gandabbha. Let's come to the basics. If it takes a form like a bear because of its karma, then it becomes a bear.
Army tank example is there, na?
Yes.
The person goes inside army tank and he cannot see anything, but he sees in the TV.
that analogy I do understand, but let's say even a baby bear, after the baby bear is born, right? Let's say I have memory of that period. Then I shouldn't have any sight because the baby bear usually have the eyes closed.
No,
for
again,
many
you are saying the same thing in a different ways, Ariyu. See, you are talking about a physical eye. We are not talking of the physical eye. Consciousness has got nothing to do with the physical eye.
Okay, that I understand. I'm just asking in terms of memory. Would there be a contact on the sight because the physical eyes are closed?
I don't know in which language I'll tell you. Again, you're talking physical. See,
I think
see, 1 second, hold on. The Hadaya Vattu, when we take Hadaya, it is a seat of the mind. It has what? It has Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. Yeah.
I think, but at some point of time, that Gandhabba is giving up direct seeing and seeing through the physical eye. Right?
Right now, you're seeing through the physical eye. See, now we are going into something which really doesn't make any sense until the person experiences it. Otherwise, this will be only an empty talking of giving one example and finding another example and finding another example. The reason why I brought this topic is for two reasons. One, we need to know what viññanā can do because we are in viññanā, because that's a magician, right? In the Pena Pindupama Sutta, he says, Maya upamancha viññanam. So what's a magic thing is happening there? The magic thing is that in the crystal ball, you are seeing that object. That's all. Whether baby bear has a physical eye or a human has a physical eye or he is feeling that or he's not feeling it is irrespective of it. Let's keep it
I
aside.
have a question for crystal ball. Okay, before these things are coming. So that crystal ball is viññanā also, and why didn't you put mano what vattu there?
There's no mano vattu. Now we have to ask the Buddha, why did you not do it? We want it.
Or can we say that itself is a mind, that crystal ball?
Now again you're saying something different. See, Hadaya Vattu is the seat of the mind. Do you agree or you don't agree?
Yes.
That's all. If you have Hadaya Vattu, now we are seeing how an eye, not the physical eye, how an eye comes to be and how the Rupa comes to be. Because we are looking at conditionalities, which is iti imasmim sati idam hoti imassa uppada idam uppajjati. This being true, this arises, right? So now what it is true and what arises. If there is chakkuvattu, okay, then the example you can give is either a crystal ball or a light or mirror or whatever. And 1 second, he talks about adasa. Adasa means mirror. Now you are not happy with crystal ball, use mirror. If you are not happy with crystal ball, use water. Reflection. All that it is doing is reflecting. So what you need to know is whatever you are saying, this is my physical eye, has got nothing to do with it. It is an extension of the chakkuvattu. Clear? Now through light enters through this physical eye, but the light acceptance is in the chakkuvattu. Yes.
Yeah. So viññanā is other thing and chakku and sadai vattu is other thing, right?
No, it's not like that. We are talking about chakkuncha paticcha rupecha uppajati chakku viññanam. How does the chakku viññana come to be?
Okay. And when you say Chakkuncha Paticca, it is Chakku Vattu, right?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to explain. That each one of these is a vattu. The madness is to treat that this physical eye and physical ear and physical nose and physical mouth and physical body and physical mind, saying that is physical. No. Yes, are you?
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with all the things that you're saying. My question is, I guess it can be simplified. Let's say someone stabbed my eyes and I become blind today. So if I did become blind, will there still be a passa on the chakku?
Absolutely. There is a sutta where Buddha is asked by one Brahmin saying that what if somebody is blind and somebody is deaf and somebody is not able to speak and somebody is not able to eat? He says, wow, good, good, good. You think he will attain Nibbana then? No. And there used to be ascetics who used to burn their eyes, burn their ears, burn their nose, burn their tongue, and all kind of stupid things they used to do, saying that if I were to torture the physical senses, it will work. Yes.
I understand it doesn't lead to nibbana because for the very least they'll still have the mind.
So you
Well,
can't kill the mind, my dear friend. You can't kill the mind. That's what it is all about. So what does the mind has? Mind has the other 5 ayatanas. It can reflect upon itself. It can reflect through the 5 senses, right?
Mm. So even the blind people, I suppose there'll be a little passa on the chakku because there'll be vague
Have you seen a
whiteness.
blind man? He can wear his clothes. He can walk. He can do everything. Have you seen Stephen Hawkins? That person didn't have any of the faculties working.
Yeah,
But what?
I'm specifically asking the passa on the site. There will be.
The internal chakku has the phassa. External chakku got nothing to do with phassa.
This
But you also said
Chakku Vattu may or may not be there, right?
Chakku vattu is there, but the physical eye may or may not be there.
I think you said the light is a condition for the passa to happen.
Yes, the light is a condition. The light is appearing through the physical eye. That is correct. But there
Yes,
is
but what if
also a
there's
light for that being. When you go to dream state, are you not having that light? You are seeing in the dreams. How did you see in the dream then? You didn't have physical eye.
I thought you said in the dream it's the mano that's getting
Aryu,
not
let
the
us
chakku.
let us cut this off. Otherwise, I'll stop this because it's going somewhere. This is not going to help in any way for what we are trying to discuss. Let's drop this
Okay.
Vattu business for now. Because this, if you don't know or if we cannot experience, then going further on viññanā itself is not a right thing to do. Because we need to know how viññanā arises. And we are only saying like we are memorizing avidya pachay sankhara, sankhara pachay viññānā, viññāna pachay nama rupa pachay salayatana. Like that we are doing it. But how does it come to be? It comes to be through the vattu. Vattu means a place. What's the place? It's a place in the mind. Oh, now, what's a mind? Mind means to feel, perceive, and to create something, to do something, or to prepare something. That is sankhara. Now, if you attach viññāna to it, what happens? It brings into life. You experience it. So, yesterday what we were talking was about experience. So, we need to know how do we experience then? We were to experience, how do we experience? We experience through chakku. So, when we say experience chakku, we take a physical eye. But it is not. It is the vattu which is happening. Why? If you read the Titayatana Sutta, where Buddha says, Vakkantiya Sati Namuri. In fact, the previous one, he says, the 5, this one, Mahabhuta, along with consciousness, enters. That is called Okkanti. Okay? That's what is Okkanti. Now, if you read the Chitta Sutta, you will understand that. Now, that gandabbha, what we are talking, already has the 6 faculties. Now, does it has a physical eye then? Does it have a physical ear? It has a mental one, where it is stated. If you read the DN2 Samannapala Sutta, what he says, you can come out of your physical body. That is astral. He gives example, just like a snake letting go of its outer skin, just like you take a sword and remove that outer skin. In the same way, you can remove this outer body and go wherever you want. Yes or no? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna ask further. To summarize, I guess my main question. I agree with everything you're saying. I can understand and agree to it. I guess my question was regarding whether in this body is the physical eye one of the condition for the
No.
pasta to
Again,
happen.
I think that
Yeah.
is causing.
Let me summarize. Let me finish. And if you say it is not, that's it. That's all the answer I need. And
No, it is yes and also no, because if you take it as a physical eye, then you think the light is going through the physical eye. But it is not true. Not 100% true. It is true. If you take a cross section of the eye and retina and all that, what we say, rods and cones, they don't have color itself. So where is the light
you can
coming?
see the light in the third eye also. That means it's not just the physical eye.
Yes, absolutely. So now the question comes, 1 second, Sachin. Now the question should be actually, who sees? That's the best way to put it. Who sees? It's the chakkavattu. Who hears? It is the sotavattu. Who smells? Ghanavattu. Who tastes? Jivhavattu. Who touches? Kayavattu. Who thinks? Adayavattu. That is a better way to ask rather than saying whether the light enters the physical eye and all that. Why we brought these 5 elements is to say that the experience what I'm having cannot be beyond the 5 elements, right? The experience I'm having cannot be beyond the 5 aggregates. You have to either put it in rupa, either you have to put it in vedana, or in sanya, or in sankhara, and the manipulator, we were to say, is the viññanā. Anything that has to be experienced in viññanā. Yes.
Yeah, you answered my question, but still I'm asking that when we say this three-dimensional reality is it's not capability of brain to create. It is the capability of this crystal ball or adayavatu to parse things as real and in context to each other.
Right.
Right. So this creation of this reality is adayavatu or chakku vattu or whatever. As you said, experiencing is this crystal ball. Brain is not experiencer.
No, it is not experience. So what happens here is that viññanā plays 2 roles. It will not only put the object onto the crystal ball, gives that life as though you are playing with it. And hence, on one side is experiencer and another side is experience.
Yeah, you think that object is out there. That
Yes.
reality.
Subject, object, experience. 3 things, right? Subject is the chakkuvattu, sotavattu, ghanavattu. Object is the rupa rupa, shabda rupa, gandha rupa, pottabha rupa, kaya rupa, like that. Pottabha rupa, mano rupa. Now this two cannot join by itself. Can it join by itself? No. There should be a third party. Who is that third party? It's the viññanā. What it does, it puts like this and places like one triangle being there. So if you try to exit anywhere, you can't exit, because that is there in the Hadaya Vattu. So it itself enjoys and it itself suffers. Got the point? It's got nothing to do with whether I have the light coming here or the sound coming. Akasa. Forget about I. Now the sound which is coming requires akasa. Now the question will come. In the gandabbha, whether space is there? What should we answer? Forget that. Rasa is required. In the gandabbha, whether rasa is there, does he have a tongue to taste? So what we should say? It becomes an intellectual debate or discussion. But what we should take is that if at all something called a chakkuncha with chakku, upajjati arises, paticca connecting, chakkuncha paticca rupe cha with, when these are connected, arises not I, not the vattu, nor the rupa, but viññanā. Don't forget this. We have been memorizing it as though we have understood. No. Chakkuncha paticca, rupecha uppajjati. Till that time, no cognition has happened. That is, the crystal ball is clear. There's nothing there. Now this light falls there. And you're running with that ball. You can see the trees coming on to where? Trees are coming on the crystal ball. Now you got a chakku viññanā. That is the experience we're talking about. That's the experience. The experiencer being ready, that is viññanā, through an experience. Now you have a real experience of the tree being in that crystal ball. Yes.
So in meditation, or if you are meditating on, can you still be away from this crystal ball? I mean, the subject and object is, you can become third
Okay.
party.
Now what are we trying to do? We are trying to see the anicca nature in that. We are trying to see the dukkha nature in that. We are trying to see the anatta nature in that. And we are trying to see the asubha nature in that. But that is lakkana. And also, when you take a rupa, shabda rupa, rasa rupa, gandha rupa, and all that, it goes in 4 lakkhana. What are the 4 lakkhana? It is upachaya. Upachaya is coming together like a pena pindupama. Like that. It shows that something is happening. So there is movement and movement and movement. That's happening. Then santati. Santati is to bring things together. So it gives you a solid feel. Something is there. Right? This body, when I see, it looks rock solid. But not a piece of solid is there in this. It's porous, but it looks solid. Santati. Then jarata. Decayedness, agingness. Then anicchata. And that's the reason yesterday I covered about anicca. In 4 ways you can see anicca. Okay. So if I do anatta lakkana sutta, the advantage I have is that I can understand both the anicca and anatta, which will give me an bird's eye view of this vattu itself, adaya vattu. And I can see for myself that whatever I call myself is just a mirror reflection on which objects are appearing and disappearing. As soon as the object is removed, the viññanā is also gone. So hence he says, nama rupa samudayo viññāna samudayo, Dhammarupa nirodho, viññāna nirodho. Otherwise, Buddha didn't have to give this. It's on that mirror things appear and disappear. Yes.
Yeah, so yesterday when I was meditating with this 3D view, which you are calling crystal ball, and when I was contemplating on Neto, now Metam Mama and all. So at that time, I was thinking that in this experience, the object is still outside. It is very clear that it is not me, mine. So this is not about Rupa. So I was saying that in this experience, the subject is not me, not mine, and not myself. So that is actually practically matching with what you are saying. The crystal ball
Yes, that's correct.
is just the experience.
Yes. In that experience, meaning in that mirror, there is no person. And hence, eso na mama. This cannot be mine. How? Object is coming on a mirror. How can I say this is mine? Eso na aham asmi. Meaning, aham is the feeling of ego. There's another sutta where he says how mamakara ahankara comes. Mama, 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 that will be there. And that creates ahankara. So, neso aham asmi. What it means? It means this crystal ball on which the light is falling, aloka is light, light is falling. Object comes on that crystal ball or the mirror or whatever you want to take. That you cannot grab it like what I'm trying to do. See, it's showing on the screen. No matter how much I love this, I cannot take it. Can I take myself like this? No. Can I take object there? No. So the experiencer, Vilas, experienced that video or that camera, whatever is coming there on the screen, both are unreal. As unreal as it should be, but it gives the reality effect, which is what the viññanā is doing. Maya upamancha viññānam. So now, how should I get out of it? It's a maze. So he says nibiddhati. The next section, when we do the Maharahulavada Sutta, he learned something called a nibiddha. Disillusioned. Now I am disillusioned that thing which is appearing in this camera and this one which is appearing here are both the mirror reflection and not, because it's appearing in the vattu, the chakkavattu, sotavattu, ghanavattu, jivhavattu, kayavattu, hadayavattu. And here it requires aloka. Here, if I say sota, akasa, oh, it's not mine. Akasa cannot be mine. Great. That is required for sound. Ghanavattu, vayu is required. Vata is required for that to come. Oh, fantastic. I was thinking, I'm smelling. Sorry. Vata will bring it for you. The air will bring it for you. You can't go and taste, smell it. Jivhavattu, what you require? You require apo. Kayavattu, what you require? Pathavi. If one of them is missing, nothing appears in the crystal ball. And this is what Buddha found out, that you don't react to the sensation. Here is Nibbana. So the Nibbana can be found in the viññāna dhatu. anywhere else. That's what it is. So viññānasya nirodhena yatte samuparajyate. So I wanted to bring this deeper thing rather than the superficial what we know. There in the sutta. It's not that I am manufacturing it. Okay. So now he talks about aramana. Aramana means object coming onto somewhere. And basically we take it. So when I was talking to Ariu yesterday before ending, I was speaking about that, and then I thought it's good to bring this up. It's one section. The second section applying to this is the 9 stages of viññāna. That is how chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajjati chakku viññānam, like that sotancha saddecha upajjati saddha viññānam will happen. Okay. Now we will go into that. Yesterday I was talking to Anna and I was telling her how this 9 stages of viññāna happens, and I thought let me cover it up again, even though we had covered it earlier, because most important as far as viññāna goes, not as far as anything else. Viññāna. So now what happens? Abhasaram idam chittam. Abhasaram. That reflection, pure and bright. No object is there. It's just empty. Surface shining. Citta shining. Till the object comes. And it falls on the Hadayavati. Okay. Now what happens? What's the experience I'm going to get? That something has arrived. So, first is Citta, just pure awareness. So if we take husband and wife, example. There is no husband, there is no wife. But when one human being stands in front of another human being, like what we are seeing right now, there is an awareness of an object appearing there on that mirror. Isn't it or not? What you make out of that is viññāna. But what is appearing there is just awareness. You become aware. So when we talk about sati, it is just that awareness, nothing more than that awareness, and nothing less also on that awareness. So you are aware of object coming onto the eye, chakkuvattu, sotavattu, ghanavattu, jivhavattu, kayavattu, and hadayavattu. Now when I see that means when the object is coming, it goes to the next stage called, we can call that as mano. That is mano pubbangama dhamma, mano setta manomaya. That is a stage where there is a recognition of that object. Just recognize it. Here appears an object. Object as in rupa rupa, saddha rupa, like that. Don't forget that. Okay? Now that comes. It's okay. Till now, fine. No damage. Then it comes into manasam. What is that object? Is that a male or a female? Is that an animal or is it a bird? Is it this? Is it that? That much awareness. Meaning, that much identification is manasam. So when the husband sees the wife, there is no husband and wife in the citta, There is no husband and wife in the mano, but there is recognition of that object. I recognize this face. Then I come into the manasam, where is an identification. I'm identify the various objects which are in this place, including this pair. No damage on the Citta. It has not got entangled or it has not got corrupted. Then the fourth state, manasam to hadayam. Here is when it lights up on the hadayavattu. Now there is a reaction or a feeling because of that phassa. Till these three, there was no actual phassa. Now there is phassa, phassa pachaya vedana. You are going to have you experience first and then everything else. You as in mind, right? And hence hadaya, you keep it very near. Yes, Aryu.
So the upadana is what happens, hence it's close to the heart, or
No, upadana happens in the end, not now. You just keep it in the heart. Oh, it's somewhere in the heart, whether liking or disliking, because there's a feeling. Okay. Now, pandaram, investigation. You investigate whether it's known to me or not known to me, is good or bad, is this ugly, and this one, that is one, that all that, some level of clarity. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. That is in the pandara. Yam sanjanati tam vitakketi. That is also in pandara. Yam vitakketi tam papancheti. That's the next one. Okay. So now what happens? Now this pandara will not stop there. What will happen? It goes further. So manasam, adayam, pandaram, mano, mana, ayātana. It didn't stop at that mano over there. It has itself become a field of existence. Why? It is an investigation. When I investigate, I find vilas here. You search for vilas, cannot be found. And hence in the Penapindupama Sutta, he says, Marichupamancha, what? Sanya. Marichi is Viraj. Can I find vilas? No. Am I not finding vilas? Yes. Will he get vilas? No. If Vilas himself cannot be found, how he can find his wife? One stupid guy finding another stupid guy. It's not going to happen. But it happens because of the viññanā. Why? It is already experiencing. Can I not experience Vilas? Yes. Can I not experience my wife? Yes. Can I not experience my son? Yes. Can I not experience this room? Yes. All mirage, actually. Anyway, coming further. Mana ayatanam. Then comes mana indriya. How it became its own sense. It can sense what it means. The crystal ball started sensing, or the mirror itself started sensing, saying that, hey, hi, how are you? Shocked. This image and that image are talking now. Like an example, you are doing ChatGPT AI tool and you know it doesn't have sentience, cannot sense. All of a sudden, the ChatGPT will come back and tell you, I know you are Aryu. I know where you stay. I know what you do. I know that you're doing this. I know you're working for this company. I know where you walked yesterday. I know what you were doing yesterday. Then what happens? You get jerked up. You get, what? Who on earth is talking to me? And that's what an indriya can do. Now it comes into viññanā. Viññanā, V plus jnana, no knowledge of how it has got transformed itself into an objectification. And hence, viññanā khanda, a heap or like a trunk of a tree. Khanda is trunk. You have so much of experiences, so much overwhelming experiences that in the crystal ball, it's appearing, disappearing in such fast pace that you feel it is real. Like a movie, one frame, next frame, next frame, next frame, next frame. But when you do it pretty fast, it gives the motion. And that's what is happening. So, Vattu is the one which gives experience. Viññanā makes the experience possible. Crystal ball makes things experienceable. Can be experienced because it can see it, but minusing the feeling. Viññanā gives that feeling. And hence in the Mahavedala Sutta, he says, cannot divide it, separate it out. That this is viññanā, this is sanjanati. No. Vijanati. No. Vedayati. No. All the three looks to be like that. Unless somebody can deeply investigate and see this Hadayavattu, see this whole magic happening. And once you've seen the magician, you will never get deluded again. And hence you're in nibbida, disillusionment. And that's the first stage of getting into nibbana. Nibbidaya, viragaya, nirodhaya, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbana. Through nibbida, disillusionment, that's what is required for me. If I am disillusioned, viraga happens, dispassion. Nirodha happens, cessation. Upasamaya, peaceful. Abhinyaya, seeing things very different. Why? I have caught the magician act. No more I'm getting deluded. Okay? Sambodhaya. Now I see the Four Noble Truths. Holding on to that experience is dukkha. Craving for that experience is dukkha. Giving up the craving is sukha. So dukkha nirodha satya. And the process I followed in unearthing this viññanā is what is Nibbana. If you read Puttamamsa Sutta, what does he say in the end? One who knows the viññanā knows it all. That's all. Nothing more is required. So he says, try with the Kabalinka Ahara, Sukhumo, all that. That is Ahara. Then comes to Phastha Ahara. See how the feeling comes to be. Without the contact, do you keep feeling? No. Then you have graduated there, come to the mano sanchetana ahara, which is the part of sankhara. Then drop all these guys and see how foolingly The viññanā gives the experiencer and the experience. And one who knows it doesn't have to know anything more. It's so true. And once you achieve this, you are an Anāgami. Why? Because you no longer crave for the experience. So no abhijja, no pyapada. Because now the indriya samvara is completely done. You removed it. Why? The nimitta is in that crystal ball or in that mirror. And the description, so in this one, neither you are describing it nor you are symbolizing it. So then what happens? Animitta, appanihita, shunyata equals nibbana. Why? There's no symbol, there's no sign. And hence, what happens? Desireless, appanihita, shunyata. You've seen it's void. It's on the mirror. What can you experience? On the screen, what I can experience? Whatever facial gestures I'm doing, that is the one which is getting experienced there. Experiencer, experienced. That's it. No person. The viññanā here is giving that gestures. And there appears the experience. Yes.
Has the Anāgami only stopped the nimitta in the five senses, or also the hadavatu itself?
All
Or the-
six.
all
All
six.
the six. No nimitta. But the nimitta happens where? Not in the chakkuvattu, not in the ganavattu, not in jivavattu. All happens in the vattu. Yes. Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
Yeah, so in this, generally ayatana comes after Indriya, but in here, ayatana comes before Indriya, and that answers my question that why mano vattu is not there. Because and then you said that it becomes experiencer after then. So he's become ayatana and then becomes Indriya to see that ayatana.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So
Exactly.
as of now, he is the experience, and suddenly it goes to the stage of experience. Sure. And
Right.
that's why Indriya comes after ayatana here in this case.
Correct. So,
And
what?
one more thing.
Yes.
Till manasam or mana ayatanam, the crystal ball is pure, you can say, right? After that, it takes up the color
Correct.
and then sees this coloring.
Yes. So, Citta, mano, manasam. There ends it. So, one beautiful thing about I like about Vaharakatero is that he stopped it at these three. How did he find it out? I don't know, but it's very right that out of 9 states of consciousness, the third one is that is Citta, mano, manasam. That's when you just identify and leave it. Dhite dhite mattam, sute sute mattam, mute mute mattam, viññāte viññāte mattam. That is where manasam is. Yes.
And that is not arhan, that is the arhan phala samapti, right?
That is when you really experience. I'm using experience, this side. That's experienced. So when you say phala samapatti means what? In that crystal ball or in that mirror, the viññanā gives up the hold. It's a fodder for it. It gives up that hold, upadana, hold over the objects completely, including jhanas. So now what's the difference between Anāgami and an Arahat? Anāgami has reached till here, but he loves jhana. He has rupa raga. There's raga still existing, not gone. He has arupa raga. Now he can enter into any realm of existence. Who is entering? Viññanā is entering. Now the 6 sense doors are closed. Correct. But the Hadayavattu itself has its own ability of establishing, like what is said in the Samannaphala Sutta. Can now travel wherever you want. No longer in the realm of the Mara as Chakku, Sota, Dhana, Jivha, Kayo, Mano. Out from there. Yes. Yes, Hari.
So the Anāgami will never go to mana indriya.
No,
Or-
you did not get it right. He has to go back to manasam. He has not done that. He still has hadayam. Why? Because he loves to be in that jhana. Okay, so there is ruparaga. Then there is restlessness to enter into the jhanas. Gacha is there. Then there is mana. Why? Because the Hadayavattu still takes subtle. This was something else. So it has stopped all that nonsense. But it still allows to establish a higher realm. Yes or no? Yes.
So does it still go to mano, mana, ayātana?
All that it will take into viññanā khanda, but subtle one. Not this kama related. Not the sensual realm related. Finally, avidya still exists. So, avidyayatveva asesa viraga nirodho. Avidya nirodho, sankhara nirodha, nama rupa nirodha, salayatana nirodha, phassa nirodha, vedana nirodha, tanha nirodha, upadana nirodha, bhava nirodha, jati nirodha, jara marana, soka parideva, dukkha do manas upayasa, nirujjanti. So now, why an Anāgami cannot reach this stage is because he is caught up entirely into jhana. And he loves it. And also he is caught up with the Buddha Dhamma. He doesn't want to give it up. So in the Mahatanha Khaya Sutta, the third example what Buddha gives is, if somebody is holding my Dhamma as a raft, he is bound to sink, holding on to it, the raft. Have I not taught you 100 times that you should treat it as a raft to cross, not to carry on your head? So, Anāgami, unfortunately, cannot give up.
Does that mean we have to close this YouTube channel before you can become an Arahat?
No, it's not like that. So I need to practice to give up the Buddha Dhamma. Other than that, everything is good.
But you can teach after then also.
The problem is, see, what's the difference I'm finding within myself is, the suttas are very clear to me. Okay? The experience is very clear to me about this Hadayavattu and this and that. Even though it is part of Abhidhamma, the majority of the part is Abhidhamma, but it is also there in the sutta in different ways. But I'm able to penetrate into it completely without any distortion, which is good, but that's not the end. It's the beginning of the end. So Anāgami to Arahat is far more difficult than the Sotapanna to Anāgami. Because here is gross, that it is subtle, and hence he says 5 sanyojanas, which are lower, very lower quality. It's not a big one. It's easy. 5 higher fetters. It's not easy.
And there is no practice can be taught for that.
Exactly. So the Anāgami remains as a trainee forever, forever and forever, 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 till he finds it within himself. But once he finds it, he throws it. The problem is he will not find it because he's so enjoying the jhana. No, jhana doesn't mean closing eyes and sitting in the first place.
I think the Anagami will go to the Brahma realm and enjoy jhana for years and years and until he gets tired of it and he gets liberated.
That's all what it is. So he says, don't appamadena sampadeta. That's the reason it's for Anagami. Pamada is for Anagami, not for Sotapanna or Saksagami. They are practicing. Anagami, unfortunately, has a man. Vanity of what? Not sensual pleasure. Vanity of knowing the Buddha Dhamma. Right? That's the problem.
Maybe the Brahma realm is better because all the beings there knows Buddha Dhamma, so there's no mana to be had.
Exactly. Everybody is same there. Oh, my friend, you come after a long time. Oh my goodness. Where did you go? I don't know. I was in some crazy place, some shit place. I don't know how it was. Horrible. I only hope I don't go there again.
Such a human being.
Yeah. And every now and then pissing, every now and then going to the washroom and washing the filthy body. And something came. It's like they say it is teeth. It's horrible looking.
And there were 4 or 5 fools. They were asking a lot of questions.
No, that's okay. No, that's okay. So I'm not upset, but we need to really experience it and then it really helps. Otherwise, it's like I really enjoy Aryu's question, but it is far-fetched, meaning I can't get an answer or an example to tell him that, okay, what if the eye is not there? Come on, go to the basic. In a dream, do you have an eye? Do you have an ear? You can listen. You can, in fact, you get up out of fear. And person will be sweating as well if he has seen a.
Pure Dhamma has answered Aju's question. If you can go to that, all this combination he has tried to answer.
Oh.
Yeah, Pure Dhamma website.
Yes, Pure Dhamma website. Yeah, he has answered all of it. But again, that becomes a theory, right? So now you read it, you forget it because you are not experienced it. That is experiencer experience in the crystal ball.
I have gone through all of them, but in one sentence, when you said this crystal ball, everything clear to me.
Okay, good.
But I remember you said once that in the dreams, the 5 senses are not in the same way as.
Correct. That is
That's
true.
big.
In the deep sleep, especially in the deep sleep, they all go to sleep, including the Hadaivattu. There is no thing to be seen. Basically, you don't exist. Now, what Buddha Dhamma teaches in the case of the wakefulness, okay, now you are awake, but the body is sleeping. Okay, what it means, it's me, that you just give rest to the body. Don't get into anything of symbolization and describing. The mind is at rest, but the mind is fully awake, seeing what is coming, hearing what is coming, tasting what is coming, touching what is coming, smelling what is coming, but stop with that. That is manasam. And that's the reason he says sleep like this, like a lion posture, 2 hours, and make in manasikara, make in the mind that I need to get up in 2 hours time. And that's it.
So in deep sleep, even Hadaivattu is not there, but for Arhan, he is at manasam layer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is always at manasam.
So 3 layer up compared to deep sleep.
Yes. Whereas Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anāgami is in that all the 9. Not as gross as Aputtujana is Sotapanna. Not as gross as Sotapanna is Sakadagami. Not as gross as Sakadagami is Anāgami. But not at all is Arahat.
And when Arahat is talking, do he switches this state from manasam and comes back with the when he's talking with the people, or he still stays that at manasam state even while he's talking?
Okay, if you have read Parinibbana Sutta, Mahaparinibbana Sutta, in that there is a conversation between Ananda and Buddha. Ananda says, the girl is coming, don't see. No, I have seen, don't talk. I have spoken, don't touch. I have touched, do mindfulness. What it means? There are 2 ways of seeing it. One way very gross. Oh, girl has come. Deeper. Girl has come into the Hadayavat. Don't see. Why? Manancha paticcha dhamme cha uppajjati mano viññanam. Right? So what do we take? Physical girl. What physical girl? It comes with a Dhamma inside. Because you welcomed it. That's the reason he says in many suttas, Nanditi, Nandati. Why? Because you welcome. You say, come, come, come. And when it comes, the crystal ball comes to life or the mirror comes to life. Now you can't do anything because you are going to experience that girl. So, don't see what I've seen. Don't touch. Touch where? Hassa pachaya vedana. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. Yam sanjanati yam vitakketi. Yam vitakketi tam papancheti. Yam papancheti tam papancha sanya sanka samudacharanti. Now this is what is going to happen. Having welcomed. Now you should be mindful. What? Abhikhante patikhante sampajanakari hoti. Alokite vilokite sampajanakari hoti. Sangati pacha chivara dharane sampajanakari hoti. Like that. On what? Stopping the indriyas, going into the sense object. Indriya gutta dvar. That's the thing in that Mahaparinibbana Sutta. It's not about physically seeing a girl and saying that, okay, if the girl comes, I look this way. No. So what will Arahat do? He will see the female coming and a male coming. He recognizes, he identifies. So when Sariputta comes, Buddha is not going to say, I don't think so, I've seen you. Can you tell me your name, please? And then he says, my name was different and you gave me a name of Sariputta. Oh shit, you are Sariputta. Oh, no. Next time again he comes. Do I know you? Then he says, Buddha, are you Buddha? Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Then at that time, they didn't have hospitals for dementia patients. So they would have admitted him there. Not that. He comes to manasam, where you identify the object and you know the name of the object, not beyond that. So when Darucharya came and asked the Buddha, He knew his Darucharya and he was able to read all about Darucharya's past. And in a second, he was able to say from his Hadayavattu, he was able to read about Darucharya and he was able to say, Darucharya, I don't have time right now. Can you come later? He wanted to test. And Darucharya stuck to his ground, saying that I don't know whether you will be there or not there. I don't know whether I will be there or not there. So tell me the Dhamma right here, right now. I don't care whether you'll eat or you don't eat. Then he says, Darucharya, you do this. Dite dite mattam, sute sute mattam, mute mute mattam, viññāte viññāte mattam. That's all the food he required. Why? Because when the girl comes, it doesn't get into the Hadayavattu as next one. Hadayam, Pandaram, Mana Mana, Ayatanam, Mana Indriyam, Viññāna, Viññāna Khanda. That's all what it is. So there is no Phassa, there is no Vedana, and there is nothing Papancha Sanya Sankha, all that. So to answer to your question, where this happens, Hadayavattu, to what level? Whatever level you want it to go.
Yeah, so minimum sufficient or optimum level, the knowledge is required, only that much we have.
Yes. So you need to know the object. What is this? iPhone. That's it. What is this? Rode mic. That's it. What is that? That is laptop. That's it. What is this? Monitor. That's it. Now, Apple is the greatest company. That is Papancha Sanya Sankha. Samuda Charanti. Atita Anāgata Pachuppannesu Chakku Viññānesu Rupesu. Now I see wow. Where it is coming? That wow is coming in the Chakku Vattu taken by the Hadaya Vattu and saying wow. I've caught it. Yes, Alanka. Go ahead.
There's this woman, Byron Katie. She had a spontaneous awakening like Ramana Maharshi, and post her awakening, she mentions that she forgot everything. So she would just walk up to people randomly and hug them because she felt immense sense of love and everything. So over a period of 1 year, her daughter sort of reacquainted her to things like this is food, this is your family, this is your house, that sort of thing she did. So what happened to her after her awakening experience? Because she forgot everything as she mentioned.
I don't know about her, but it's generally till you identify and you don't go beyond that. So I can't talk about somebody whom I have not interacted or are not known. So it is just till here, if it is, it's a pure consciousness, or what we can say is that it is undiluted, uncorrupted consciousness. So in uncorrupted consciousness, what happens? 4 things can be seen. It is metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. All the 4 would be there. So I would not have a sense of I. So when I see anyone, I am going to be exactly displaying as myself as an I over there, like this person on the camera and this person off the camera. They both are same. Not my reflection. It's are the same. So then the ajjatta bahidda are gone, which is the next step we are going to take up when we start. I think today we might not. So we will do it on Monday with the next thing. After we have understood Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Viññāna completely now.
Tomorrow we are not meeting.
Tomorrow we can meet. If you all want to meet, I don't mind meeting
No,
tomorrow.
I am going out.
Then we'll meet on Monday. Why take tomorrow? Let's take a break tomorrow, work it out on this new information and see how far we can stay with it. So Alankar, what I can say is that I can't comment on it. If she is a person who has come till the manasam, then what happens is that there's only love. There's nothing else. And the love can be shown in various ways, like what Jesus Christ was doing. Like, he used to love everyone so much that even if they were ill-treating him and they ultimately put him on the cross, no vyapada came to him, because he has withdrawn all the senses. And no abhijja is also there. There's no abhijja, no vyapada. So the bare minimum we can see in Jesus is that he's at least an Anāgami, if you can see it that way. So we don't know. Any other questions? Otherwise, we can end. Okay. All right. Good night and good day to all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.